honeymoon period for this government. Already I am back at my desk to continue our recovery plan.
And so, following his swearing in as Prime Minister on September 7, the Most Honourable Andrew Holness laid out a comprehensive list of targets to be achieved by his administration. Topping the agenda is the economic recovery of the country following the fallout caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Part of the plan is to provide over $14 billion in support to businesses, tourism interests, and farmers over the next 3 years.
We will provide $500 million in grants for micro and small businesses that are community-based. We will deploy $1.2 billion in tourism grants to small and medium-sized operators in the tourism sector through the Exim Bank. We will provide $3 billion in agri-care support for our farmers and fisherfolk over the next 3 years. We will deploy $10 billion in loan guarantees to support micro, small, and medium-sized businesses. This will help our economy recover stronger.
The Prime Minister says government will continue to maintain and strengthen macroeconomic stability, as well as build and strengthen institutions that safeguard the sustainability of government finances. It will also maintain low and stable inflation, adequate foreign exchange reserve, and stability in the financial sector.
We will improve the business climate and invest to improve competitiveness by reforming customs, developing a national business portal, and increase technology and business process engineering for greater efficiency in the public sector.
Adding to the conversation, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says the economic recovery framework also includes the operational independence of the Bank of Jamaica.
That legislation came through a joint select committee. One of the first orders of business is going to be to table that legislation and to have it go through its stages in Parliament. We're going to bring a bill to put in place a fiscal council to strengthen Jamaica's fiscal responsibility framework.
As part of measures to facilitate business and improve competitiveness, government will reform customs, develop the national business portal, and establish business incubators.
We will diversify our economy to increase resilience, promote innovation, support youth entrepreneurs, and explore opportunities within the green and blue economies. We will support the development of coding, animation, film, logistics and fulfillment, among other sectors, to create 150,000 new jobs.
Prime Minister Holness says he will continue to facilitate wealth building through the listing of state-owned enterprises on the Jamaica Stock Exchange.
Giving Jamaicans the opportunity to own a piece of these assets. This will create wealth, real wealth in Jamaica, and help our economy recover stronger.
Mobilizing foreign and domestic investment is another path being charted by the Andrew Holness-led administration. This is to improve the delivery of public services and promote innovation while generating employment.
We will launch and complete public-private partnerships for water treatment and storage, sewage, garbage collection, and infrastructure development.
Mr. Holness also discloses that a plan had been developed to bring approximately 100 million gallons of water per day into the system. This involves pumped hydro storage and desalination and will cover Clarendon, Kingston and St. Andrews, St. Catherine and parts of St. Thomas.
This will solve once and for all our water shortage problems in our utility areas on the southern side of the island and increase the resilience of our country.
Regarding the health sector and its response to COVID-19, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says government will improve capacity and infrastructure. This will include the strengthening of laboratory and surveillance systems while focusing on community health support and healthy lifestyle promotion.
We will undertake major infrastructure upgrades to the following hospitals: the Spanish Town Hospital, the St. Anne's Bay Hospital, the Maypen Hospital, the Bustamante Children's Hospital, and the UWI Hospital. Together, with the completion of the Cornwall Regional Hospital and the Western Children's Hospital, simultaneously, we will also retrofit 110 health facilities across the island with technology that will provide high-speed internet capacity and modern ICT infrastructure to assist in the delivery of healthcare.
Moving on to housing, the government has committed to building 70,000 housing starts over the next 5 years. Of that number, 30% or 21,000 will be reserved for police officers, nurses, teachers and other civil servants. Another 10,000 will be allocated to persons within the ages of 18 to 35 years at 100% financing. The Prime Minister says this is among several measures to ensure more Jamaicans have access to land, housing and other critical infrastructure.
Each year, the NHD will invest a minimum of $1 billion in social housing to include construction and repairs for those who are not able to purchase a home. We have already started to improve the system of the issuance of titles, and we have targeted to issue over 30,000 land titles to Jamaicans who have legitimate claims to land that they have occupied and cultivated for generations. We will strengthen the social safety net and increase social equity in the society.
So what will this involve? A comprehensive reform of statutory deductions to have greater inclusion of certain categories of workers, especially for contributions to the National Insurance Scheme and the National Housing Trust. There are also plans to support low-income families with access to daycare service.
Our social security reforms will aim to have universal participation in the National Insurance Scheme, and along with other reforms will pave the way for unemployment insurance to become a reality in Jamaica.
On the matter of education, priority attention will be given to early childhood and parenting support. Broadband connectivity in schools will be improved, and the Tablets in Schools initiative is to be expanded, starting with over 100,000 tablets for teachers and students. 6 new science, technology, engineering, and math STEM high schools are to be established, as well as 1 performing arts-focused high school. The government will also provide greater access to financing for tertiary education by improving terms offered by the Students' Loan Bureau.
We are committed to closing the digital divide and to the creation of a digital society.
This will be achieved through free Wi-Fi service at all town centers, access to broadband and Wi-Fi at community access points, and online access to all major public sector services. There is also to be the implementation of a national identification system and the build-out of a national broadband network infrastructure.
The network will be appropriately sized to manage Jamaica's current and expected internet and ICT demand. This will be the new information highway, which will connect and give access to fast and reliable internet to all Jamaicans anywhere in Jamaica.
Prime Minister Holness also pledges that his administration will work to ensure that all Jamaicans have access to financial services.
We will pursue the use of low-tiered Know Your Customer bank accounts to increase the number of Jamaicans who have access to functional bank accounts.
To that end, government will introduce a national digital payment platform to allow for seamless and efficient payment with greater financial inclusion and security.
This will ensure that all Jamaicans have an opportunity to enter into the formal space, the formal economy.
A critical part of the mandate going forward is integrity and public trust. The assurance was given by Prime Minister Andrew Holness that this new administration will operate with the highest level of integrity. Mr. Holness vouches to be tough on corruption. He says every elected representative and appointed minister will participate in sensitization and public education programs to be established by the Integrity Commission.
This to increase their awareness and understanding of the anti-corruption legislative framework, not just to sensitize them alone, but to ensure that they are seized of their duties under the law and understand that this will be an accountable government.
Mr. Holness pledges to complete the legislative framework of the Integrity Commission and the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency MOCA early in this term. These actions, he says, will expand their investigative and prosecutorial resources and strengthen the country's anti-corruption structure.
Jamaica is on the right path. This government has been given a mandate to move with speed and alacrity in fulfilling the great destiny of this country. We will not squander it. We will use it wisely to build public trust, continue the partnerships for prosperity, to be inclusive and caring for the poor and vulnerable, to be prospecting and enterprising in fulfilling the dreams and ambitions of the youth, and make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, do business, and retire in paradise.